morning, everybody. Welcome, 2023. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully everybody had a good new year. Getting the first one going for the year. Was hoping to do one sooner, but kind of been battling some flu, so we're go now. So we're playing the Preserve on Rathburn Lake today. Going to go over, and it's exciting. 2023, it is now game time, so it's time to start getting things working for us. So we will do that. Par 5 to get us started. I've got a couple of things I'll be working on. I'll talk more about it as we go, but let's get it started off here. Ooh, that was a pretty good first drive for 2023. I like that one. Figure out how I did that. So we will, uphill into the wind, hit it in at 273. I'll take that. Now we got 222. We're going to try the club. We might as well just throw it right out the gate. Let's go with the club that gives me a fit, which is this 2-iron. Planning on going and getting looked at here soon. I've been working on some things, doing a lot of work with the live view camera, stuff like that, on just trying to find more my impact, my swing, not worrying about what others do and all that stuff. So, yeah, I just cannot figure this club out, the feel of it for that shot. Like, that's what I hit. I mean, it's like, all right, I advance it, but I have no confidence that I could hit that club without miles of room. But we actually have a good spot, good little angle. Try to play a little 50-yarder and go. So I haven't played in probably about a week. I'm going to play this about 60-ish was my goal, because it should release a little. There we go. Good start. So I haven't played yet. Was not feeling great pretty much the whole week. Back-to-back par 5s to start it. And so, just had to kind of deal with that and just lay in bed and get up to teach some lessons and go back to bed. So it was not that much fun. Let's see if we can hit one here. I'm going to try in 2023, I'm going to try to commit a little bit more to, understanding that I tend to want to hit more of a fade. So we're just going to have to deal with it. So we're going to try to fade this one a little bit down the fairway. And if I have the control with it, and can put it where I want to and all that, and I'm not losing a ton of distance, then, you know what? Got to just hit it, right? So I think that's where we're kind of getting to. So interesting spot here. Right off the bat, we've got 186, a little bit of a left slope, into the wind, slightly up. So this is a very tweener one for me. I'm going to choose 6 here and try to hit it harder. I'm in between 6 and 5. The reason being, normally I would say get it on the green, maybe take a little more. But in the game that we play here, if you get it on the back part of the green, you automatically 3-putt. So that doesn't work. So I'd rather be a little short, if anything, so I have a chip, get it up and down. So we're going to try to hit a hard 6 with try to hit a little tiny draw. Or hit a fade. Hit it okay. I hit it at maybe a groove low. A groove low, is that green or fairway? Fairway, okay. So, that's what I was kind of thinking would happen there. It's like, all right, let's just get it there. A lot less can go wrong, even on that wasn't a great strike. And then we can just play from there. So now we can try to chip it in. So 13, would like to, again, one of the things, I'll start doing it here in these rounds. I'm not ready for it yet, but I got a couple of goals. One being I've been paying attention a lot in short game on the tour. Too hard. Bite. Okay, got lucky. I hit it a little too hard. And, you know, I want to hit more of just like the basic running shot, right? Like, I don't want to hit, I got to get back to, I can't even hit like a basic one, so why work on hitting something that's exotic? We're going to hit a little 7 here. Draw it into the wind. It's kind of in between an 8 and a 7, so we're going to try and hit a 7. So here we go. So I didn't get it all. Big bounce. Nah, didn't get it all. Probably a good thing because that thing still got there. But yeah, I don't want to do anything fancy, right? I want to get back to some basics on that part of the game. I also I'm going to be working with getting back to playing some multiple clubs around the greens. You know, playing a 56, or I have a 55, you know, and kind of working around that more, I think, as my baseline, as opposed to like always just grabbing 60. I can put loft on them, but I think sometimes I just, you know, try to get a little too fancy. So driver here. Again, just kind of committing to a fade more with some things. Because I did some analysis, kind of, or just looking at, you know, my makeup and things that are going on. And with the driver, it's just going to be so hard for me to hit a draw. Like, I can do it, but it's not comfortable. Not going to be a smart thing to do. So, a little sand wedge here. The other thing is I want to continue getting dialed in. This isn't this year goal. This is an every year goal. This is going to be the time now. Start getting dialed in on having, all right, 95 yards. What am I going to hit? So I've got my sand wedge here. So how far back, I think about heights in my shoulder, how far back this left arm goes to hit the shot. So like that feels like shoulder high. Spin left somehow. So distance is good there. You know, and then just continuing to build that system that I can rely on. You know, when I get on the course, okay, I've got this. Let's see, driver here. This is one where normally I would like to try to turn it a little, but again, we're gonna just play it more left center, not try to turn too much. You know, and just not fight it as much, even though with the way the wind is going, all that, it's not the ideal, like, hey, get the most distance out of the shot. It's like, all right, but I can control it, hit it where I need to. We're going to play a little bit more from in play this year. A little slope to the left, wind out of the right. Going to hit a 7. Should just be a good one. Focus on just making some good contact here. Not the greatest contact. So, not great. Not great. The one other thing I'll say is I'm working through a little finger, this ring finger on my right hand. I don't know what's going on. It's not new. It's actually been happening for a few months now. But it's just painful a little bit. So I get a little worried about hitting on, I don't think it's a mat thing either though, but because it's only this finger. I think it's more of because I have arthritis. So, all right, I've got a little lob wedge here. So this would be a scenario where it's like, all right, I would take more lob wedge. because I've got to loft it a little bit. But using that lob wedge, just let the lob wedge do its thing as opposed to trying to get super fancy with it. So just play more of a stock little pitch, let it run, you know, and again, use the fact that I've got more loft on it, you know, to make it work. Oh, that was a par 5, apparently. Huh. Okay. So, yeah. 359. Same thing. Let's play for our fade. That one I hit a little on the toe. I actually like that swing. A little on the toe, so I didn't get the fade. But I hit it good. All right, out of the junk. Got to get it there. I'm going to, you know, we got to get over this bunker. So I'm going to hit it like 100. I've got a gap wedge here. I mean, I'm going to get a good full swing out of this. Try to get up over. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. So again, from here, it's just, if I was in a real round, right, and it's like if I had any doubts at all, I have no problem playing it to the right, right? Playing it to that right front part of the green, like even the fairway, and then do work from there. If there's any doubts at all. So, but from here, I'm just going to hack it. This is the problem, though. I'm going to get off the green. Now, that's a 3-putt. See, that's where I probably, you know, again, I would be happy with that shot in real life. Here, not, you know, I would be happy with that shot. I would say, you know, I don't know. Penalty percentage seems crazy high on GS Pro. What do you mean by penalty percentage? Like if you're in the rough, it hurts you a lot? So I've got pitching wedge here. Downwind, downhill slightly. Going to hit a smooth one. Felt pretty good. There's a good one. You know, if I just kind of, oh man, it's going to be so hard for me to commit to doing it, to hitting a fade, but I just hit it so good. I sound like my students. It's like, well, if you do it, why, you know, you're crazy not to do it. So, question we have is, can you turn down the penalty percentage? You'd have to look in the settings. Not that I know of. Here we can look. I don't know if it's not going to obviously let me do it here. I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem high at all. I thought, if anything, it's not high enough. But, you know, you could look at some of these realistic, like probably casual, you know, stuff, right? We'll go to play mode casual. You could do that. To me, I think it's pretty realistic, though. So I wouldn't budge it. I like when, you know, I hit it in there. If I hit it in a little bit of rough, you know, it takes spin off it, etc. You know, and the last shot I hit was from the deep rough, so that's definitely going to take some. You know, I like it because it makes it guesswork. It's supposed to be guesswork. You're not supposed to have control. That's why you want to hit it in the fairway. Playing my little fade with the driver. Hit it very good. Let's just send it up. That one was hit good. So now we got our little work here. So again, another one where you know, again, this would be a 60 normally, but you know, I'm talking more on those like bump and run feels type things as we go. 37. Let's see. Just trying to pitch it on, let it release a touch. How about in? Oh! So that's one where, again, I could try to get super fancy and try to put a ton of spin and all that, and it's like, nope, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm okay with, even if that ball rolled, 10 feet by, it's like, compared to how I have been playing these and hitting them, I'm okay with it. Got to get back to basics a little bit, because that part of my game has not been good. 126, I've got a gap. Should just be a nice good one. Let's see here. Didn't like that one, apparently. Apparently didn't like that one. Let's try it again. Let's see here. There we go. Kind of a groove low, so it's just, when you don't hit it perfectly solid, especially with some wind, and you fade the ball and all of that, you're going to, kind of lose it weakly in the wind. All right, so let's see here. All right. Yeah, you can turn it off for sure. I mean, that's a great thing to do, is stay dialed in on yardages. I just do that in FS Golf because then I set the environment to what my environment is. So that's all I do. 332. Pulled it. Oh, that was impressive. The tee hopped up and it landed on top of the projector. I'll get that later. That's a first. All right, 88. So we've got to learn. So I'm going to hit a full sand wedge this time. We had 80 the last time, hit it pretty far out of this deep rough. Kind of a similar shot. It's a little downwind. You really just have to cover the bunker. So I think this will do it. Hit that pretty good. Hold on. I get this once in a while of late too. I don't know if it was a GS Pro update or if it was Flight Scope update, but I sometimes, it won't launch the shot. So I have to go over to, all I have to do is bring up the side menu, with all the numbers and stuff, the other menu. I don't know what I'm trying to say. This menu, okay? And I know some people have said, hey, lower your thing or whatever. Mine works best here. That's just my setup. That's what it seems to work best at. So then it launches it. I'm not sure why it does that. So I'm going to try keeping it on that a little bit. Let's see here. 302. I hit that one strong. I did feel like I pulled it a little. I did hit that one very good though. angle's down on it, so that's not ideal. I have noticed my spin numbers getting better in GS Pro. Yeah, and I've been out basically away from the world for a week. Paradigm for name, I don't, I never buy into any of that stuff, honestly. It's all buzz. Like, here's what you do: you got to go hit them all. What was it last year? The Rogue. Every year they come out with a new driver. I'm going to be at the PGA show. I will be testing them all. I like when you test them. I hit the Rogue. I was hitting it like 276 yards, right? Hit the Stealth. I hit the Cobra, which I have. I was hitting those like 295, right? And I'm not saying it couldn't be good for some people. It's just for me, that's what I was hitting it, right? Like you have to try them, and you try shafts and all of that, and you can't buy stuff because pros and everything get it, because the kind of dirty secret in the industry, man, I hit that a little too good. The dirty secret in the industry is they're not playing what you're buying. I don't even know if that's a secret, but they're not playing what you buy. They get stuff, they have all these companies have what's called the tour department. And this tour department literally just builds clubs. It's like it comes in, it's, like we used to work with one of them. We had one of their tour reps at our club and for this company, and everything's got a special tag on it. Hey, it's a pink tag order. All right, that's a tour order, or a high level college player or whatever. So that doesn't get built the same as what we all get. Trying to send it. So, I definitely make better contact with this fade type motion. So, you've got that. Like I said, I will be at the PGA show. I will try it. I'm planning on kind of reporting back on it. I'm going to do it. We're going to have more. We will have more companies. Like last year was kind of depressing with the companies we had. It was depressing how much stuff wasn't there. This year we have a lot more. I noticed TaylorMade is not on the list so far from what I saw. They probably won't. I don't imagine they would come back. I think they used to spend multiple millions of dollars to go, and I can't see it like making that big of a difference to them to go. All right, this is one, and for example, I'm going to play a 56 degree, which is actually for me a 55. Just going to try to do this more this year. Been paying a lot of attention to short games of these guys on tour. And it's just, hey, I can play it a little bit better. I thought I could get that to run. It's just a little bit more room for error on some of these shots. So that's always good. Favorite course? There's a lot of good ones. Favorite course? I'd have to think about that. I do think it does a good job. I've been enjoying GS Pro. So like playing some of the courses I've had a chance to play has been fun. Valhalla is fun. It's on here. It's fun. They do a very good job of making it play like it does. If you play Chicago Golf and speed it up, speed those greens up, firmness, all that, it plays pretty fun. This is a pitching wedge into the wind slightly, so I'm going to just hit pretty stock one. I would say go. So, yeah, there's a lot of good ones. There's some bad ones too. There's some stinkers. there's courses that people build just because they're for sentimental reasons, right? Like, I did that, and you don't know the reasons. I built, when I used to be Jack Nicklaus Perfect Golf, I built a couple courses, but I built it for like my high school players because they played them in tournaments and stuff. So I was like, all right, hey, let's just talk about strategy. So I didn't put a ton of time into like making it look awesome. I just wanted the holes. All right. That one felt good. Send in driver. So we set it at the start. We're just kind of committing to hitting this peeler. That's like the 2023 goal right now. And then we'll go from there. I don't want to hit that 2-iron again. That was terrible. I'm heading off of a Bunker Mate. There's a link to it in those pictures, also in the description. But there's a QR code that's scrolling by every once in a while. It's from Y Golf. Yep, right there. It's up there right now. So, 221. I'm gonna hit a 4-iron. I do like it. I like it. Again, it kind of gives you a feel of like, if you've watched some of my rounds, you've seen like I've dumped it in bunkers and stuff. Like, that's what I want. Like, I want to be thinking more like I would on the course. Like, I don't want to just take it for granted. Oh, I can just make a bunker motion hitting off of this turf and it's no problem, right? Like, all right, 4-iron. I am going to try to draw it, so ball's back a little bit. And instead of a draw, we just hit kind of a bullet fade, but I hit it very good. I was just trying to squeeze a yard or two out of it more. I'd say 210 is kind of where I hit this club normally. Yeah, that's, I wouldn't do that. I personally wouldn't do that either for the 1K. No, thank you. All right, little pitch. Let's see. So again, this year I'm not going to do it yet. I haven't really practiced it a whole lot, but I am going to start using a sand wedge for these more. That was a lob wedge. Oh no. Oh no. Because I do want to play more of those running shots. Oh, that's brutal. That one hurts. Ugh. I want to play more running shots around the green. Like, just get back to basics. All that stuff. So, yeah, I didn't know it was 1K to build a course, but that's a lot. I wouldn't do it. When I was doing it, I just got on there and somebody would give you the map, and you just go through and do it yourself. I didn't crush that one. It's going to be fine. Got a little high on the face. Let's see, 85. So 85, it's just my sand wedge or lob wedge goes 80. I could try to squeeze it out, but that's just not my thing to do. I never try to hit wedges hard. I always will go up, take wedge. I will go up and take yardage off. That's what I'll do. Because I can control that a little easier. Man. So I would much rather, and I learned this when I was in Arizona from some very, very good players. And let's see here. I'm seeing your questions. I'll get to them. But when I watched people in Arizona, what I realized with wedges is I just realized like how low they hit them. Like one of my friends who he went back, he got his amateur status back now. Now he's playing like the US Am, he's playing the US Mid Am and stuff. Like his goal is never to hit it like above his head. He's 6'2", He's like, I want them low. You can control them, and you know he can hit it 300 plus yards, no problem. It's just it's all about the flight and controlling your spin and all that stuff. So I never try to hit them too hard unless I'm coming out of rough. Sometimes I will. Too much fade, but it's going to work on this hole. I like this. We just need 2 fairways on every hole. So the question was, do you find some students are just better, more shallow on pitches and chips? Do you recommend being steeper? I think it really depends on where you play and who you are. The idea is that if you're more shallow, you have more of a flat spot at the bottom of your swing. So if you have more of a flat spot, you have more room for air. Now, you still need to have a descending blow. That's where I got in trouble, was like, you know, in this effort to be shallow, and you know, I don't think you want to take massive divots because the ball comes off too fast. You need to have some control. But you know, if you have a good setup, you know, feet are close together, you got your spine, you get your spine a little bit in front. Here, I'll switch over here. You know, and your spine's a little bit in front. You keep your arms soft and you just pivot it and stay on that front side. You know, you're going to hit down on it, but you're also not going to hit, you know, too crazy on it either. Like you're not going to take a massive chunk or anything. You should have some bounce on it as you go. So it depends. Again, that would depend on the student. Some people might need to feel more steeper because they kind of try to lift it. Some people just like to chop down at it. So it just kind of depends. 135, I'm going to hit a full pitch here. Just try to send it. Hold it. Hit it very good. Just pulled it. Man. I like the distance though. I mean, I like hitting it that far, you know, up the hill, so it's probably around 140. 169's downhill. Another tweener, so we're downwind, so I'll hit 8. Kind of had a lot of tweener yardages. Just looked at it, I didn't realize I was 4 under, but it feels like I could be, I've left a few out there, that's for sure. Let's see, 169, yeah. Just a good hard 8. I don't want to try to smooth the 7 here, especially when there's not anything in front. So I hit it pretty good. We're just dancing all around the gimme circle today. So that was me playing about a 160 club, you know, and then you factor into all the factors. And it got it, that's what gets it there. All right, 1 to go. All right, let's finish strong. That one par 5 is still driving me nuts with that chip. Just got away from me. Just, those are the silly things I'm trying to get rid of this year. It's like, you just do the basics. Don't worry about fancy things. Don't worry about that too much. Do the super simple stuff. Because even if you're really good at the fancy stuff, you're not going to be great. You know, your percentages of getting up and down or doing whatever isn't going to be great. All right, driver here. Just trying to fade it down there. So we talked about at the start, I'm trying to play that fade. Try not to fight it so much. It's kind of my natural golf game. Used to do it in high school. Everybody made fun of me because it looked ugly and draws were cool. But I would beat everybody. So, but the problem was too, I would buy into it a little bit too. It's like, oh, I got to learn to hit a draw, even though I'd beat everybody. It's like, wait, just beat everybody. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm gonna go 5 out of the rough. You know. It's downwind, downhill. 4 iron just feels like too much. So if anything, we'll just be a little short. if it doesn't get there. I don't know, I couldn't tell how I hit that. It's like I squeezed it a little. It's not bad, I just didn't feel like I absolutely flushed it. Yeah, if you go from the Midwest, so the comment was, in Michigan being good, you go to Florida. Florida is a nightmare. The Bermuda, and it's very sandy, grainy Bermuda. Look at what's going on in Hawaii right now. If you're watching the tournament this week, this is probably one of the more difficult chipping places that they play, and it's super grainy. It's super grainy, and they're just hitting a lot of ball first. They are taking divots there, right? They have to. You have to just kind of hit down, take the divot, and make sure you get the ball first. If you're not watching it, I would highly recommend you go watch the no laying up video they just did with Spieth and Thomas, and you'll see some chips there. The grain you're hitting into matters, all that stuff. So, yeah, that's it. Here in Chicago, in the Midwest, we don't really get grain that much, so we don't have to worry about it. But when I'm at the PGA show, one of the things I like to do is I always get excited because they have a chipping area. And for us from up north, like Titleist has one, and usually Cleveland will have one. For us from up north, it's like our chance to practice. We go out, like people just line up there and go practice and stuff. So, yeah, if you can use bounce, it's a great tool. You still have to hit down on it though, but yeah, definitely. I agree. I think bounce is the way to go. So that's part of why I want to switch to a 55 as well. There's more bounce on that. All right, 18. Let's see. I hit it a little hard, I thought. All right, finish it off. Get the bird. Not bad. That one par 5 though, that's killer on that back. That was just a lack of focus on that chip. Short round on this one. This is round 1, so it's always a little shorter as they go. As you go. So yeah, it was a good video, good with Titleist. So I would highly recommend you watch that. A lot of fun. Always cool to see them talking shots and all that. And I always take away from it, like, yeah, they work on technique and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, you got to get out there and you got to have a good golf IQ, and that's part of why I like GS Pro. I do think it works on your golf IQ a little bit. Like, hey, this is going to affect this. This is going to affect this. What would I do here? All of that stuff. So, anyway, yeah, not a bad start on the first one. Just kind of working on some basics, kind of going with what I do, and not fighting it too much. So I guess if it works, right? So thanks everybody. We're going to have our live show tomorrow. We will be talking about some things to help you get better, and then we've got a good couple of videos coming up as well. So make sure you click that subscribe button. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Happy 2023. We will see you next time. All right. See ya. Ooh.